Hey guys, how you doing? It's Darcy. I wanted to say hi and also wanted to talk to you guys about something that's kind of been rolling around in my head. Essentially, what it is I want to talk to you guys about medication and anybody who is dealing with mental health and um, that are currently on medication. The reason why I want to talk about this is because about a year ago, um, I had been taking my medication like religiously for 10 years. And um, I was starting to feel really good for the last few years. And I noticed that I wasn't having very many episodes. Like my borderline wasn't kicking in all that much and really feeling confident and decided that I wanted to go off my medication. I did talk to my doctor about it, and he said okay, but he wanted to go slow because I was on a pretty high dose. Um, and that was fine. And he just wasn't taking me off at the rate that I wanted to come off. So me being borderline, by the way, I'm borderline personality disorder. Don't know if you caught that in any other video that I did. Um, it 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 can make me very manic. And when I'm manic, I'm very happy and I don't really look at things too clearly. And so I decided to go off the meds thinking I could do this all on my own. Okay, fast forward about a month. So the first little while, it was a little bit rough, but I was okay. I was dealing with some stresses in life, but not too many. Um, okay, that's a big fat lie right there. I was dealing with a whole lot of stress. Um, and I think in my mind, I needed to be better. I needed to be healthy. I couldn't have a mental health issue anymore because I had all this stuff going on in my life that I had to deal with. Um, so being manic, I decided, yeah, we're just gonna go off of it. A month later, I was hospitalized for trying to kill myself because I hadn't told my doctor I was taking myself off. I essentially had hoarded a whole bunch of medication. Not because I was planning on killing myself, it just happened to have been there because I stopped taking it. Um, but unfortunately, with borderline personality disorder, um, your moods can shift extremely quickly. So even though I was on a pretty good high manic episode for quite a while, which is very common for BPD, I crashed. And when I crashed, it was ugly, and I knew I wasn't in my right frame of mind because I sent my kids away. I made them go to my sister's. And it wasn't because I knew what I was going to do, it was just I knew that I wasn't in my right frame of mind. And after they left, um, I was triggered further um, by just what was going on in the people in my life at that time. And the next thing I knew is I had swallowed the entire bottle of pills. And as soon as I did it, I regretted it. The, the second that I swallowed them, I regretted it. And I swallowed a lot of pills, guys. I ran to the bathroom and I tried to throw up as much of it as I could, and I could tell that a lot of it wasn't coming up. Um, and I was freaking out, so I couldn't find my cell phone. I was home alone, and I remember running over to my neighbor's house, and I don't know my neighbor, and I just said, "Hi, I'm your neighbor, and I took some pills, and I think I need an ambulance. If you could call 911 for me." And he said, "Okay." So I went back to my house, and I was panicking, so I tried to throw up again. Nothing came up, and I just remember sitting on my couch, and I was just crying, and it was because I was so sad of what I could possibly have done to my kids, taking me away from them forever, and just realizing how selfish a move me swallowing those pills was. Um, the ambulance did show up relatively quickly, And I remember them coming in and they were asking me a bunch of questions, and I was answering them as best I could, but I was like hyperventilating because I was crying so hard, and they were trying to calm me down, and I'm trying to give them my mental health history at the same time. And um, I just remember them walking me into the ambulance and putting me on the bed, and like we're talking the whole time. They had calmed me down, and I was telling them exactly what I had taken and what I had tried to throw it up and all this stuff. And um, yeah, I don't remember anything after probably the first 5 minutes ride in the ambulance. I don't remember anything else. I don't know. I'm not 100% clear on it, but I think I was put into a medically induced coma, and I was in it for 3 days, from what I know, because when I opened my eyes, I realized I couldn't speak because I had tubes coming out of my mouth, and just IVs and monitors going. It was the craziest thing ever. And I still remember them telling me that it was 3 days later. And I was amazed. No, it must have been 2 days later because I stayed a day. So it was 2 days later that I don't even remember. Like, it's still a blur to me. But from what I understand, I I was right out. And that's scary. That's really scary. And I'm telling you right now, guys, being intubated hurts like a son of a bitch, especially when it comes out. I don't think I could speak properly for probably about a month. Um, I don't think my voice has ever really returned fully, to be honest with you. It was a really, really, really painful experience. Um, but it was a really big eye opener for me. That's when I really realized that I had to start taking my life seriously. I had to start taking responsibility for myself. I had to start taking responsibility for my actions, and I had to learn to grow. And which is a really hard thing when you've got a personality disorder. Because we're very stuck in our ways usually, people who have borderline. Um, but I was really thankful that I've had the opportunity to do CBT and do all this education and knowledge that I've just been like drowning myself in. It's been really good because now I'm actually understanding that I truly am the one that's responsible for getting better, staying better, and being able to recognize when I'm being manic. Because even though I'm medicated, I still go into manias where I'm just ridiculously happy and I can't shut up. And then I have lows for no reason where everything is good, but I just, I can't find happiness in anything. And I've always just allowed my emotions to do what they wanted. And with CBT, I've learned that it's okay to feel emotions, okay? That it's normal. You're going to feel emotions, you're a human being. But what we need to start doing is just actually sitting with those emotions. You don't have to explain them. Just knowing that they're there. Just recognizing that you feel a certain way. But that doesn't mean you have to just concentrate on it. How you feel, how you deal with your mental health, how you get better. Yes, medication can be beneficial, especially for someone like me. It's not just a depression I have. I actually have like wires that are all screwy in my brain. So I need to be on this medication. Some people don't need to be. And it's funny because like I've talked in other videos, like I've got extensive experience and as a peer for mental health and addiction. And it's amazing how so many different doctors are telling people that CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, would greatly benefit them. And it saddens me because it's not really out there for people to find to to actively participate in. And if you do find someone who's willing to teach it, it's ridiculously expensive. Um, I am a facilitator, I can teach it, but I don't want to have people going in debt for their mental health. So what I want to start doing is I want to start doing seminars. Um, so if anybody out there is interested, I do know how to do seminars, don't worry. I used to be a wellness recovery action plan facilitator, so I did a lot of classes. Um, but yeah, if you guys could maybe help get my name out there, um, I want to talk to schools. I want to talk to businesses. I want to talk to um, everyone and anyone that may have someone in their life that could benefit from cognitive behavioral therapy. And it's not just for people who have mental health and addiction. It's a really good way of taking control of your life and really being able to honestly evaluate where you're at and why you're there. And it really, it gives you a lot of responsibility, but it also forces you to own up. And a lot of people I find these days are really afraid to own up to their imperfections. And and imperfections are okay. And we've got to start realizing that just because we have them, hello Athens, just because we're having imperfections in our life doesn't make us imperfect. And we're perfect just the way we are. We don't need to be better than what we are, but we need to be more aware of who and what we are. Um, I'm not a big fan of labels, even though I always say, well, I'm borderline personality disorder. I do that specifically because most people who are in the mental health um, family, I guess, or the community, people who've been diagnosed, unfortunately, it's a funny thing with diagnoses. It's a double-edged sword because it makes you feel better that now you know what's wrong with you, but now you are labeled. So I'm not a big fan of labels. And um, with CBT, it's given me the ability to say that, yeah, borderline is a part of me, but it's not who I am. And if I have a bad day, it's not because my BPD is acting up, which is what most of the people close to me think. Because now I'm realizing what my actions are and what my reactions are, and it's a lot easier for me to stay in control because those first few questions I'm asking myself really centers me. Um, so it's something I really want to be able to get it out there. I want other people to be able to experience it. Anyone who's gone through trauma, who's dealing with mental health, who's dealing with stress, um, anything like that. I just want to extend a way of being able to talk to people. Um, and I don't, to be honest, I don't really know how to do this. I don't know how to put myself out there. I am working on a business proposal right now, but so if anyone out there has any ideas for me, that'd be great. If you guys have any resources as for where I might be able to present these seminars, that'd be great too. I'm just starting out here, guys, and yeah, if you want, you're more than welcome to share this video. That'd be great, and I hope you guys have a great night. See ya.